Good afternoon and welcome to the Eurodisc Arena at Paganello 2025. Thank you for tuning in to ULTI.TV for the action. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside Amelia Durbin, and we are back with more action, more sand action from the beach here in Rimini. We've got FamJam taking off ZamZam. That's going to be a whole mouthful, FamJam and ZamZam, isn't it, Durbs?
That's going to be quite the mouthful. We've already had FamJam on the stream earlier, taking a big Universe Point win. ZamZam, hailing from Italy, have not seen them yet, but they've got a flag.
They got a flag. That's something big.
So they must be pretty serious. We're in the loose mixed division here, which means that players kind of choose when they're on the line how many male matching or female matching players they start out with. And as we can see here, we've started with 2 female matching players with 3 male matching players. So similar to that of just a normal mixed game.
Yep, it's barely loose at all.
FamJam, we know, are made up of old players from Denmark like KFK and Ragnarok that have procreated and created some youth, some sprogs. And so it's a family matter, hence the name FamJam. ZamZam, I have no idea, other than the fact that they are from Italy and they're wearing pink tops.
The old pink top FamJam. Here we go. As we get into this one, it's FamJam with the disc. And they are navigating their way towards that end zone.
Just off the hands there of the FamJam player. Lovely weighted throw, just a kind of receiver error.
And so ZamZam, Gabriele Spisso, goes to his knees wearing the tights, wearing the biking shorts. Throws the around, nice layout pickup there. Going to ground. Then the dump. Throws forwards. Then again, ULTI.TV, and knocked away. Teto's throw not quite on there. Fired forward. Dad Dane on the reception. Lefty backhand. And ooh, boom! Taken away and almost picked up, but you always play your best defense when you're personally responsible for the turnover, and that was the case there. ULTI.TV with the huge layout, and now ZamZam have the disc again.
Seemingly been a call on the field with some weird frustration as to why. Maybe a pick. I'm not seeing any hand signals, but the disc has gone back. Maybe a foul? Unsure, but the disc is in ZamZam's hand now. And it will be tapped in.
Waiting for a cut, finds one moving forward, offhand, backhand, Spisso hits the ground with some plastic, and that is a 1-goal lead for ZamZam over FamJam.
A break to start, some like fairly low energy ultimate Frisbee there, pretty standard. There were a few bids flying around, a couple of spicy throws, but across the board in the first 2 minutes and 38 seconds, it's been pretty tepid, I think is probably the right word.
Tepid. I like it.
Thank you. What I will say though, this game is going until 7:45 and the sun do be setting. So I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this game, if we go all the way to the end, whether we're going to be seeing some slightly dark Frisbee.
Yeah, it is going down, but I know that they've got it well figured out here in Rimini. They know how long they can run these games for. So we will go right till 7:45. We hope you can join us right to the end.
Squeezing the most ultimate out if they can. There's about 150 teams here. 48 teams playing at any given point, which is quite an impressive feat.
Low throw into the center. Fired into the middle. Backhand gets around. Oh, fake backhand to brush it off. Then fires deep and hangs one up. Oh, knocked away. And another chance for ZamZam.
A great deep strike, though. Not able to bring it down, but some good timing. And from such a young player to be able to be making those cups at that age, credit where credit's due. You see it again here. Just kind of stretching the legs out. Disc goes up. Definitely in position. Has more than enough of a lead, but really good catch-up speed and just not able to kind of jump at the right time. We see another foul being called here on the mark. I believe it is another marking infraction. Seemingly uncontested, so the disc will just be kept in the hands and tapped in. I assume coming in on 0. Conversation definitely passing the 45-second mark. And now the disc is in for ZamZam.
Sprigi goes forward, leads, and it gets beyond the intended receiver, and FamJam now. Another turnover, short field, ZamZam on the pickup. Sprigi. Inside and knocked away with a whole body block.
A very good block. FamJam now shooting upwind. The wind has dropped massively, but so has that disc. Hit the ground, tries to go to a knee, but just falls short. Jam, ZamZam, tam, FamJam, ZamZam.
Too many M's.
Far too many M's. That's 4.
Wow.
It's
spam.
If you include and,
clam.
It's FamJam and ZamZam. Now say that 3 times fast.
FamJam and ZamZam. I won't do it 3 times fast. But yes, tongue twisters on the scorecard. Sprigi, Contini. Contini blasts a blade, lands perfectly, and another one for ZamZam. That's 2-0, early days, nice little lead.
The receiver there was almost sniped by the tape, as you see in the replay. If we get it, they kind of trip on the way down. Could have been quite a unheroic ending to that beautiful flow. You see it again here. Just watch the feet of the receiver just kind of like trips up over the tape, but manages to stay on the feet, and disc is caught. We've had a great day of Ultimate Frisbee here, and we've got more coming tomorrow. Just going to take a look at the schedule, see what's been happening across the fields. There's been so many teams here that it's often hard to keep track of. ZamZam, if they take this, they've already taken a win against Zombies earlier on today.
Here is the throw from the sideline. Gets upfield, but still trying to get centralized. There's the throw to center. And now trying to use the width. Lateral behind the disc. Takes the charging under and a stone cold drop.
Pick being called. Just want to say, if ZamZam win this will be their 3rd win of the day. They've had some really convincing wins against teams from across the division. Taking a very, very convincing win against a UK side. Very impressive. Let's take a look at FamJam and see what their win rate is. We know that they took a win earlier today on the stream.
Oh, and he got turned right around, did a 360, trying to track where that was going to land, and spun himself out of momentum. Inside. Ooh, nice hand in the cookie jar there. And he recognizes that putting that hand in the cookie jar, he made some contact.
FamJam also 2 wins. So this is an important game for both these teams.
Oh, layout had hands on it but couldn't seal the deal. Now sends it. Big one, lands in. Pops around and through, and for the goal there, made up for the last play where he was chasing, and this time he's got himself a goal.
(3-0). FamJam not able to slot one in yet. Both teams winning in their pools, so a close matchup, you would think, based on the results. However, currently ZamZam very much in control in their lovely kind of like dusky lilac kit. I'm trying to see what the logo is on the front. It kind of looks like the moon catches moon, but it definitely isn't.
It's like a mountain. I think it's a mountain. Because like they certainly don't all have the kit, that's for sure.
No, and the kit is definitely a cotton t-shirt.
Yes.
The kind of the pinnacle of pickup team or fun team uniform is we don't want to pay the same amount of money to buy this in a sports shirt form. We have to wear cotton.
Yes. $5 t-shirts with Sharpies.
My favorite.
Leading throw goes. Trying to find the seams. FamJam have not found their way into the end zone this game yet after winning 2 in a row, but we have seen them come from behind. They did as much against the Gremlins. And that one taken. Into the corner for the goal, and they're on the board. FamJam put one on ZamZam and make it 1-3.
You can see that FamJam have probably had quite a long day. They've got quite a short roster, and the same with ZamZam is that when they score, the celebrations that we saw this morning are no longer there. There's maybe a fist pump and a woo, but most people are just kind of thinking, oh my goodness me. Hungry, probably hungry, thirsty, need a rest. Lovely little goal there for FamJam, getting them on the board. Let's see what their defensive look is going to look like. They have opted for 2 female matching players and 3 female matching players in this loose mixed division. See the pull going up. Big backhand IO, looking like it's going to stay in bounds. It is caught, and they're off.
Centralized. Push to the sideline. Under comes Spiso. Goes to center. Strong hands there. Contini contains. Throws low. And bounces off of Contini. And there's a turn.
Huck goes up to a very free player and just rips it out the sky.
As free as they can be. So 3 in a row for ZamZam, now 2 in a row for FamJam. 2-3. Bringing it back to, well, a very tight game now, 1-point game.
Very tight game, but it's a tight game, but it feels quite passive. Is that the right word? Don't know if it's because the sun is setting, or it's been a long day and this is the last game.
Could be many.
But it's
of
feeling
those
a little
things.
bit,
Like that. I'm with you, Derbs. I hear what you're saying.
Starting spitting facts on the sand. Zam, I have to keep checking twice. ZamZam on offense. pull going up, nice and flat. Caught, centered.
And looking for their seam. There it is, one up the middle. Nice shake and bake to clear around, but leading throw is too low. Contini can't make the chase. And it'll switch over to ZamZam. Once again, they tie things up here. Sent wide in the end zone. No, bounced off the fingers, but they do get it out of harm's way there. Or have they? Now they just pipe it, and it might work. Oh, it had the makings of being able to work, but bounced off the hand.
It almost looked like a D. ZamZam then with their chance to show what's possible. Picking up the disc, the bucket hat. Really low throw, skims the sand all the way. ZamZam back on offense.
They're finding ways, ZamZam. Improbable as they may be, they continue. Oh, and that time the leading throw can't be caught up to. And that, just as I say, they're finding ways. They're finding ways to stay in this as they did in the last game when they seem to be down and out. They just keep playing. It's that family attitude.
Family camaraderie.
Yeah.
They're all in this together.
They're all backing each other.
Uh-oh.
Like they've known each other all their lives. Contini. Flipper. Beautiful throw. Lands on the spot. Now to the near sideline, back centralized, leading pop, but that's got too much air under it, and it will go away. Another turn. Long point now.
Just a mixed execution. You see both players putting their bodies on the ground to get the disc down. ZamZam with the disc. The wind really has dropped in comparison to this afternoon, so there's not really an upwind and downwind anymore. It's still there, but it's just a bit of a breeze. Yeah. And so scoring in this direction shouldn't be so hard. There's a high, lovely, beautiful disc.
And not able to get there once again, but I like those looks.
I like the looks. They're really asking a lot of the young receiver, who was also misthrown on that previous point. Well, not the previous point, in their previous attempt to score a point in this section of the game. But great to see that young player making the shapes, making the cuts, making the movements. So lots to grow and develop on as the years go on. ZamZam then 3-2 up in this game, 17 minutes on the clock. Some separation.
Gets the first throw up the line, and then a full up line to follow. Inside to Contini. Contini showing a thumber, showing a scuba, putting them all away, throws the backhand under the mark, and 3 or 4 chances to tie things up, but ZamZam do put the score on the board and stretch it back to 2-point lead.
Yeah, lovely backhand Brown there as well. Really sitting kind of deep into that pivot, putting a lot of touch on the disc and just throwing it nicely into the receiver's hands so they don't have to work too hard. It's 4-2. 4-2. Steph, another opportunity to do which kit you like more here. We've got the purple casual t-shirt vibes, or we've got the black ZamZam kit.
I'm giving no love to either. Gotta do better.
Yeah.
I mean, I want numbers. You know, I'll say it every time. I'll give marks for style if first, as a commentator, I can read the numbers and know exactly who every player is. Neither of these teams give me that luxury.
I respect that.
So I am unable to give a full style compliment. I will say I like purple better than black. Otherwise.
I usually like black more than purple, but I think I would rather have a ZamZam top.
Yeah. Well, here come FamJam, not ZamZam. Until now, it's ZamZam coming at you. Sprighi goes to the far sideline, connection. Hits Tetto. And into the backfield for Sprighi. Far sideline. Sprighi again. He motions with the head. Then goes into the backfield. Spisso. Looking for his throw. Sprighi comes back to the disc. And then the deep, and it looks perfect. Spisso there. And falls after he expended most of his energy to get that far. But another goal. And ZamZam now stretch it to 5 to a 3-point lead.
Yeah. ZamZam just kind of using a little bit more of the pitch better, able to go wider using the lateral space, and maybe just got a bit of a slightly better throwing arsenal, just able to really pick out the receiver and just throw a disc to them pretty direct without much defensive pressure.
Five, 2, ZamZam. We're here at Paganello. 2025 spaghetti western themed this time around, as we are into the twilight hour game, the 7 p.m. start. You will see the sky turn slightly. You'll see the dusk arrive in the sky by the end of this game. But I think it is going to be ZamZam who have got the goods here. I think they've got more Zam than the Fam.
Very good.
Prove me wrong, Fam. But right now, and here's the deep shot, and that could well work. And how's that for proving one wrong? FamJam say they've still got some Zam left in the tank, and bang one deep for the goal. Pops to Sun. And they bring it back to within 2. 5-3, the scoreline.
Ooh.
Look at that throw. Boom, right under the Paganello Sun, inflatable. Looking good on the beach for the Danish family affair. Now there's 6 family members on the field. No, there's not. There's 5. I can barely count. There's 5 Derbs.
There's 5.
We're safe. We're safe.
The littlest, the cousin,
Dad 1.
Dad 1, uncle, and Mum.
Yeah.
I
and
think
on the other side, of course, there we have hand up for ZamZam.
we could put those into family categories, or are they all like your stepbrother?
Yeah. They're all the same. Oh, and Contini is calling the foul. He worked really hard to get around there. There was some contact. I think he was a little bit off balance too, trying to reach, like really reach around on it.
I think so. What I will say
there's some certain contact on the arm there.
Is Uncle FamJam, white headband, unsure of the name, has been involved in quite a few marking infractions in both the games that we've seen, so potentially not a coincidence.
No, that you're absolutely right there. Well noted, because even the ones that we pointed out last time, after that I noticed a few, but was not able to bring attention to them during the game. But yes, he has been very, very close on his marks. Uh-oh, they've gone for it.
No!
Oh, the young fella, they keep citing him to try and get him on that board, and justifiably so. He's open, but they're not giving him the best throws to chase. Bonanza, Spisso bodying out, but it's Contini who comes chasing down. Now the easy one. Oh my goodness, you didn't, Contini. But he did. He knows what he did. He floated one up and just knew that he wasn't allowed to catch it. And
that's an error that I can't forgive.
and it now goes the other way, but they've given it straight back. They felt bad enough. Halftime bell is rung.
I don't know why the disc has gone back, but it's a goal.
And there's the goal. It is 6-3 ZamZam now. And they are starting to pull away just enough. I think we're going to get the halftime as we get a good look at Spiso there.
It feels like the car's in like third gear. They're not quite in fifth or fourth yet, really driving away, but they're going up the shift. They're not in second.
Feeling comfortable in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they're not on like the motorway yet. They're definitely still on like a back road.
On-ramp. Not quite even on the on-ramp?
No, I don't think so. I think they may be at the roundabout before.
I gotcha.
At the front of the lane.
I gotcha.
But FamJam, you know, they're probably in the outside lane looking to take over, but it's a hard ask.
Big ask.
We have not got the halftime. No, we have. Because ZamZam just scored.
And now they're receiving.
So
this is the second half of Ultimate Frisbee in the loose mixed division.
24 minutes on the clock, which is exactly right to take a timed half, even though we have not reached the 7 moment.
And Dump stayed wide open, so he stayed in a retreating position. Now the gainer to the far sideline. Big Dump again. And a big gainer is being asked of and found. Shot for goal from their own half, and ZamZam are starting to get a little smoother, putting it into higher gears here. 7-3, convincing lead.
If I wasn't like freezing, I would say something like Zam Zam Zam, because that was cool.
Yeah.
So
you can still say it. When
I can say
cold.
it. I can say it. I can say it.
Zam Zam Zam.
Zam Zam Zam. But we'll have to do it again because I can't stage it.
Yeah, no.
But we see ZamZam putting out some really, really good throws. Again, the vibe around the stadium and where everyone is in the Eurodisc arena is quite chill. Everyone's definitely closing down for the afternoon. It's been a really, really long day of Frisbee. We were here at 9 o'clock, and you can kind of see that playing out with these two teams. Everyone's just a little bit passive, a little bit neutral. But there's some good Frisbees being played. I think FamJam actually, I've seen, considering how they played in their first string game this morning, considering how they're playing now, they've also made some great growths in their ability to play. And so it's great to see teams kind of connecting, getting better as the day goes on. And there's still 2 more days of Ultimate to play, so I wouldn't be surprised to see even better Frisbee tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 1, they're all going to be playing better. It's early season, so the more reps they get. 2, we're going to start getting better matchups, which will also bring better Ultimate. You know, people, when they're being pushed harder, you bring the best out. And we're excited for that most certainly. Into the dump space, faked hammer, inside, fires, and that bounces off the hands. And Deto picks up. Around Sprighi. Oh, I think there's a hand on that or something because it didn't fly the way he would have liked. And now FamJam go to the dump space. High backhand, finds Sun. And floats one up. Did he get it right? Nope, too much on it. It pushes towards the back of the end zone.
Although he didn't necessarily get it right, you can see that he was thinking about doing the right thing. You could see him go, oh, I need to wait, adjust the angle of the disc and release it so it sits, but unfortunately still too far.
Yeah, you're right about that. He knew what he wanted. Not a perfect execution, but you can't ask for perfection all the time.
Knowing what you want is half the effort, I think. A lot of people do just throw, and they're not really sure what they're doing.
Here comes the ZamZam. Sent forward. into the middle. Sprighi. Sprighi gets it around, back in. Working hard. Teto bounces it twice and thrice, and then it's turned over. FamJam. Fake the hammer. Go central. In the red zone immediately. Backhand break. Far sideline. Tests the line. Nobody there. Dump is free. So taken. And interception. Teto goes to Sprighi, and Sprighi takes meters. Reset. And a lot of movement upfield, but nothing open until now. And that throw too far in front. And FamJam will play from their own end zone.
You can see players starting to get tired, and I'm not surprised to see that timeout being called. People need to take a breath, get some water on, get some sugar in to keep being able to play. With a little timeout, though, we are going to take a timeout here in the booth, and we'll be back with you very shortly.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it! Paganello 2025 ZamZam FamJam all happening right now. You see some dance moves out on the beach there.
Looks like Mac line.
A Mac line dance moves. I think I got thrown off by the dance moves in our commentary booth. Santucci and Durbin kind of staying warm, doing a little body shaker. I guess I can join them. I'm moving, I'm dancing. But it's FamJam who took the timeout. They are in a hole here, down 4 goals, just more than 30 minutes into the game. That means we got less than 20 remaining. And FamJam have got a hole to dig themselves out of. Both micro and macro. One playing from their own end zone and trying to get all the way down to the other end. 2 playing from behind and trying to recover those 4 points that they are seeing as deficit.
Now, the conversation that's happening here, for those of you at home that are wondering, is the timeout was called where the 2 players are with the disc. The timeout was called as they stood up. And I think technically you're meant to walk to the front of the end zone and call a timeout. So the disc is having to be picked up from where they call the timeout. Totally fine. Not that much of a difference, but there seemingly seems to be a bit of a discussion and argument about what the rule is. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be really honest, it doesn't really matter. It's like a half meter.
Yeah, I think it's well played, but I still think you got to follow the rule there, especially if you're being called out. And I think like the response was, yeah, but it's just there, like I should be allowed. And well, they weren't. They did allow them, and it came right back the pipe. But there's a foul called, so it will go back to one of the Papadanes.
And it's an uncontested foul, which means it will stay in the hands of blue short Papadanes,
yeah.
you call them? Stripy arms? Oh no, that's not stripy arms.
Centered. Oh, and blindly felt it off the hip. Sprighi. Teto trying to get the pace moving here. Nothing to throw to. Goes into the backfield. Right back looking for Sprighi, and another miss. And now Papadane sights Sun. Doesn't like the matchup. Goes back to center. There it is. Lasers one in, and there is a goal. And they've got, no, not in called.
There's
the goal. Found their way in. ZamZam do dig their way out of the deficit, at least the micro. And one step further on the macro, 4-7, the scoreline.
4-7 indeed. About 12, no, just coming up to 11 minutes left. Games of 45 minutes? So not long left. But I do believe that I made a comment about how ZamZam were maybe at the roundabout, getting ahead, ready to put into 4th, 5th gear. I think they might have stalled. Because it's 7-4, a long point, a half time, a timeout, and not much has changed.
Well, what has changed is 5 new players for both teams, most certainly after that point.
Yes. They're going to be a bit puffed.
And so we'll see, who's carrying the depth here, which will have, great bearing in this game, and more so as the weekend goes on.
Out of bound pull. Not into the tent this time. Could have had an opportunity for Steph to catch it.
Wow, I don't. So far, I'm 0 for 2 on my opportunities, Derbs.
It's okay. 0 for 2 on protecting my face.
Yeah, I will improve on my percentage. Well, I can't make it any worse. 0 for 3 is still 0. Shot. Oh, it was a visionary look, but too far in front. Went over like 2 defenders' backs. And I think there's a foul on the throw is what's being called. No? Nope. Turnover. There was a discussion at the point of release. Wind up, sent, floating, Jewel, taken by the ZamZam. Make it 5-7. ZamZam know how to dig out of holes.
It's a really good read there. That disc was kind of swilly with two defenders coming in, just kind of locked eyes on it, adjusted, and taking it nice and safely with 2 hands. I think a lot of people there would have gone up with 1 hand. I like the way that they received that disc.
Swilly. I don't hear that word quite enough in Ultimate. Swill was... I feel like it's like lost its place in popular Ultimate vernacular, but it used to be like the word.
Swilly is you can describe the wind as swilly, but you can have a throw that's swilly.
Yeah, but throwing swill is like throwing garbage, really. Like swill is like, I swear, well, I mean, when I lived in Toronto, for sure, and that was many Ultimate years ago.
Okay.
But swill was like, it was wrong. It was a bad throw, bad pass.
To me, a swilly disc is like you throw a huck and you skyball it rather than it going flat. That's kind of a swilly disc. Similar thing. They're both bad.
Well, yes. And I love hearing about it. Contini goes around, gets the completion near sideline, sent forward. Now
that's
bangs.
A swilly disc.
Yeah, there's some swill, and Contini gets out-jeweled by the much bigger man. Danes pick up a big bid. Strip called and foul called. He definitely charged through harder. I'm not sure if he got there first. Let's have a look.
I think based on position, yes, but based on the replay, no. Prime example of a little contest, perhaps. Play it again. Let's have a look. Slowing it down. Ooh,
I think that's a strip.
know.
It's very close. It's very, 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 very close, but I think it's a strip.
Do you? I don't think I agree with you.
No, you don't have to.
I do, because we're friends.
No, that's no reason to agree.
We see the handshake. I'm right. Ha ha.
Who's to say they're right now? So interception is the agreement. Will he find the goal? Not immediately. Led and was there a bid touched, but still caught for a goal. 8-5 now. A big goal for ZamZam after giving up a few in a row. That would have made it awfully tight if they gave up another, bring it back to within 1, but now stretch it to 3 and a little bit of breathing room.
All to play for. 5-8, most dangerous scoreline.
Of course, because it's the current scoreline.
It is the current scoreline. 5 minutes left on the call. This game, I think, potentially could go either way. I think 5-8 in 5 minutes is close enough, especially if there's a cap rule that means that they can go, if the hooter goes and you can bring it back and there's no hard cap. It's not the end. It's at the end of the day, it probably wouldn't be a hard cap. They might lose the light, but they could go all the way if they wanted to. Steph, if you were a betting man, what would you put the final score to be in 5 minutes?
10-6, ZamZam.
Okay. Okay. I can see it being a 9-7.
2-1 the other way. I took a 2-1 ZamZam. You took a 2-1 FamJam from this point forward.
From this point forward.
Well, let's find out. FamJam with the disc. Papa Dane. Lead hit.
2.
Ooh, sent and knocked away. Picked up quickly. Tetto to Sprighi. Oh, and some contact, but I don't think it would have mattered. But worth mentioning. Sent deep and hanging. Second effort. Hops over the defender, flopped on the floor to haul it in, and that makes it 6-8.
Great reaction speed there from the FamJam player. The two players in the end zone there sort of looked at each other like, it's your disc. No, it's your disc. And then the one in the red sleeves goes, all right, I'll get it. You see them there going up early. Great defensive pressure, but to change your direction, react like that, lay out over the top of a body, pretty cool.
Fabulous stuff. FamJam.
8-6, closer to my idea.
Yeah, I would need 2 in a row for mine to come true now from ZamZam.
I actually can't remember what I said. 9-7?
Yeah, you would need 1 and 1 right now.
I can take that. I think that'll happen in 3 minutes.
Certainly the more likely at this stage.
Okay. Then we're even, because I
don't even know if it's more likely. Is it? In 2 goals, is it more likely for it to be 1 each, the way we've played, or is it more likely for the team in the lead to get 2?
Stay tuned to find out.
Here come Zamarini Zamboni.
What's a Zamboni?
A Zamboni
is it a drink?
No, a Zamboni is the machine that they use in between periods of ice hockey to clean the ice.
Oh, not a drink then.
No, it is a drivable like ice tractor, I suppose.
Okay.
Ice smoother that rides like a tractor. There's the touchdown. FamJam get the 7th on the board. They bring it to within 1. FamJam just don't go away.
I was going to say, FamJam had the same story in their previous streamed game where we thought they were down and out, brought it back, stayed in the way, won on Universe. Could happen.
Could happen. All they need is 1 more goal to be forcing Universe. It's like really could happen. And I've had them down and out multiple times in this game. And they will not abide by my will. It's not my will. It's what I imagine, my belief, I suppose. Certainly not my will.
We just will for good, clean, ultimate Frisbee.
Good old, clean, wonderful, entertaining ultimate.
Now, it's 1 minute left, which means I don't think that my prediction can come true.
No.
Unfortunately.
Derbs, there was another one. It came close, but not right to our booth, so I didn't have a chance
Thankfully,
at
I'm
it.
Facing away this time. That's why. If I had rotated, it would be straight.
The magnetism would have
It'd be straight at my nose.
brought it at you. Brought it at the schnoz. Fired to Spiso. Spiso could all but end it here. And ZamZam. But the D breaks it up. And there is a chance. But there is a call.
There was a lot of kind of tangled bodies as they went down, but arguably the FamJam player potentially took the inside line. But maybe they just get tangled up because from our perspective it does look a little bit more together. Let's watch it again.
I'm a little bit.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I thought the D was achieved cleanly, and then the fall in.
And I guess we are not playing by the USAU rules, which means that after a block, I think that's pretty clean. I'm going to be honest. I can understand the call. I respect the call. But I'm not 100% on it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm 100% on it either. I think I like to play. I thought the defense would play, should at least have had that contested. But we're playing on Contini with the disc. Contini. Chucks around. High release forehand. Contini the target. Too far. Another chance for the ZamZam.
Abbiamo trovato un paio di chiavi con un orsetto come portachiavi. Qualcuno prima le aveva chieste. Se le rivolete sono la tenda verde, cioè la tenda vicino al campo. Abbiamo trovato un portachiavi con le chiavi attaccate. Il portachiavi a forma di orsetto.
ZamZam with the disc, using some lovely spacing, really able to get the disc onto that far sideline. There's a player going deep, really kind of looking downfield for quite a long time. Gets the under instead. Good lateral attack, but the disc just hits the floor. You see the player tapping their head out of frustration there. Time is over. Score is 8-7. Drops the disc. That is downster.
Yeah, and he took him just a second to say, oh, yeah, you're right. But he knew in the end and did put it down. Popped one over and back. That one goes right through the hands again, and nobody wants to win this one right now. To Spiso. He has a look around, surveying options, takes Contini. Contini gives the hammer, lands right in the hands, and that makes it 9-7. That is the final scoreline, or is it?
No. By the looks of things, it's not. We're going to 9. No, we're going to 10. No, it's over.
Well, it seems like we're still playing here. Now, we've got the time. The 5-minute warning was well more than 5 minutes ago. But it has been ZamZam doing most of the scoring, but that last goal by ZamZam was very believable to have been the end. So we are playing on.
So they are. 9-7 gate. It has to be game to 10. So ZamZam will need to get a break in order to make it 10-7. ZamZam could potentially go all the way, but they'd need to score 4 points on the bounce. Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
They are racing the light, though. We're starting to see lovely orange streaks in the sky as we say goodbye to the first day of Paganello. 2 more days of Ultimate to come, but one more game for us this evening.
That one's sent and flailed at. And given right back. No. Was there foul? There must have been.
I think there was a foul.
Back in the hands of Teto. And another hand block, no foul this time. That one put down. Boom, point blank. But they've got it back. And they are trying to take some time. This time Sprighi gets going and is a little upset that it didn't come. Coming all the way back under. There, Sprighi gets the disc. Moved forward. Sprighi, and there's some contact there. The disc goes down.
See it again in the replay here. I can understand why there's a foul call on that. Feels a bit pushy, but we've got an injury called as we see one of the FamJam players taking a limp off the field. They'll get a replacement, and disc will be tapped in.
Sent and into the sand for another turnover.
This point really,
stretching on.
yeah, that's a good way to say it. Just going to take a look at the format here.
And another short field turn. This is unbelievable right now. Pick up for the FamJam. Oh, shaking, baking on the pivot, moving around, shaking the mark. Sent into the swing. Now forward, led for goal, taken. And a heck of a take. That makes it 8-9. Despite what it says on
So,
the scoreboard, that may not be the final.
the rules of Paganello is that there is a time cap. So time cap occurs after 45 minutes, and if the target of 13 has not been reached, then one goal is added to the highest score to determine a time cap target, and the game continues until that is reached. So I think that they are technically playing out the way that we assumed, which is it's this 1 + 1.
Yeah, but I can swear that that time went off before the 8th goal was scored.
But I think time is over, but then they keep playing. We'll need some clarification before we come back tomorrow.
Contini leads high. Chance for FamJam. Could they force a universe? They're that close. They're here. You might as well now chuck one in for a goal and play for all the marbles. Pick called. Running through the stack. We'll do it. And back in play. Nothing to throw to. Stall count simply mounting. There's the center. Now right on that doorstep. Very hesitant with these decisions, but making the right ones thus far. Completions. Led for goal, and the layout and hard landing on that layout, but everybody gets up fine.
It's universe. It's universe.
Universe point.
If you had said to me at the beginning of this game it's going to be universe, I would have said no, it's not.
Wait a minute. Was that a goal?
Yes.
I thought that was dropped.
No, look. D goes up. This player receives.
Unbelievable. How did that happen? And how did I not see it? I just saw the knockaway. And my brains are melting a little bit. It's 9-9. FamJam, like a bad rash, will not go away.
Like a little bit of sand rash after a long day of ultimate Frisbee in your sand socks.
A little bit of chafe.
A little bit of chafe then. Well, they are really racing the sun now.
I cannot believe that that was a goal, and I didn't even realize. I just saw the D, and I think I saw the landing into her body, and I was my level of concern was high that I didn't even watch where the disc went.
That's okay. You're a caring guy.
Yes, universe point, 9-9. It's all up to what happens here. Will we get heroics? The wind up. Biso came under. They go back to Contini. Leading throw. Nice reception.
Great layout D attempt as well there.
ZamZam making completions. Into the middle. Low to Spiso. Fires hard. No throw. Back to Contini. Contini motions with the offhand. And another point block against Contini. And that's a couple. He is a class thrower, so those are some tough blocks to get, but 2 generated and a chance on Universe for the FamJam Derbs.
Wow. This would be our second Universe point win for FamJam. Blocks it away, sideline gets hyped.
That's Contini who throws it, gets it back after being personally responsible for the last one. Contini with the disc, little tie up upfield, tight defense, everybody churning for it. The hammer doesn't make it. Another chance.
Another chance. Too many chances, you would say. Universe point, this is not necessarily how you want to play it out. The nerves are probably going to be high. Great run through D, really capitalizing on the player not able to catch up. Let's see now what FamJam can do.
Underneath. Now into the backfield. Pushed forward, popped from junior to junior. The FamJam, the family affair, high stall count, get one off. Oh, dropped or not?
I had my back.
Well, she let go of it. It was on its way to the ground. Here's another look. Oh, that's down.
That's D-O-N, D-O-W-N. Couldn't spell then.
I'm not sure if they're watching, but we saw very clearly on the screen. They don't want to look, I don't think.
You can definitely see that the FamJam team are paying attention to not us.
Very interesting that. And taken high towards this near sideline, the around throw goes. Pushing back to the far sideline, centered. Now in the red zone, attack, high release, taken for the win, and FamJam come out of nowhere, defying the odds, and take the win on Universe Point. A very interesting call on the last point. And that is just the way it is. A win for FamJam, stealing victory from the jaws of defeat and taking this game, Derbs.
A good game, a long game. It did feel like it was kind of really pretty slow to start, sluggish in the middle, but a really exciting finish. What could have been a 9-3 ended up being a Universe point. A little bit of contention on that final up-down call, but FamJam take the win in their second Universe point here, and that wraps up the end of Paganello Day 1.
In the books, Derbs. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you'll be back for more as this action heats up throughout the weekend. For Amelia Durbin, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.